बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। दोस्तों साथियों, डॉक्टर शबीर चौधरी की तरफ से आप सबका अस्सलाम वालेकुम। वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून फ्रॉम लंदन। जनाब, चंद दिनों की गैर हाजिरी के बाद आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हो रहा हूँ। असल में हमने यानी हमसे मुराद यूनाइटेड कश्मीर पीपल्स नेशनल पार्टी ने एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज की थी और उसको ऑर्गेनाइज करने की जिम्मेदारी मेरी थी। साथ ही ये यूके पीएनपी जो ब्रिटिश जोन है उसके इंतखाबात भी होने थे, तो ये दोनों चीज़ों को एक साथ ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया। तो उसके लिए ये कह लें कि इलेक्शन कमिश्नर कह लें, कॉन्फ्रेंस का मैनेजर कह लें, वो मैं था। तो आई हैव बीन बिजी, वेरी हेक्टिक दिन गुजरे और पिछले वीक्स भी गुजरे। साथियों ने पूरा ताउन किया और वेरी सक्सेसफुल शो। तो उसमें हमारी जो है ना, बाकी तो मैं रुदात नहीं बताऊंगा आपको, लेकिन जो रेजोल्यूशन पास हुए हैं तो मेरा समझता हूँ कि वो जो होता है ना, कि जैसे आउटकम ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंस है, तो वो अगर आपके साथ में शेयर कर लूँ तो इट्स वेरी गुड। तो सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि कॉन्फ्रेंस क्या टाइटल था उसका। ये अगेन टॉपिक में और टाइटल में फ़र्क होता है, हमारे लोग कुछ कन्फ्यूज़ हो जाते हैं। द कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ का जो टाइटल था वो ये था, ग्रोइंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म, टेररिज्म, इंटॉलरेंस, फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड फ्यूचर ऑफ साउथ एशिया। दैट इज कॉल्ड द टाइटल ऑफ कॉन्फ्रेंस। उसके अंदर जो है आपने देखा कि कितने जो है ना हमने टॉपिक्स रखे हुए हैं। तो यानी कुछ लोगों का ये होता है जी कि टॉपिक आपने लंबा रख दिया है, तो ये टाइटल लंबा है। टॉपिक जो है उसमें है, ग्रोइंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म इज वन टॉपिक, terrorism is the other topic, intolerance is the other, fundamental rights is the other, and future of South Asia. अब जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं की नोट स्पीकर हैं, उनको चाहिए ये कि किसी भी टॉपिक पर आप बात कर सकते हैं, यानी जो जिन ऑर्गेनाइजर्स हैं उन्होंने आपको ऑप्शन दी हुई है। लेकिन होता ये है कि हमारे यहाँ बदनसीबी ये है कि जिन लोगों ने 10 साल पहले जो तकरीर तैयार की थी, वही हर कॉन्फ्रेंस में पढ़ आते हैं, ज़बानी उनको याद हो जाती है। तो फिर कहते हैं जी टॉपिक ये था, टॉपिक पर बहुत कम लोग बोलते हैं। तो कल भी यानी कुछ लोगों ने टॉपिक पर बात की है और उन्होंने बस इन वन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द टॉपिक उनको किया कवर। लीविंग दैट असाइड, तो कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो रेजोल्यूशन है वो इस तरीके से हैं, मैं जो जिस तरीके से पास हुए वो पढ़ता हूँ। This international Kashmir conference, organized by United Kashmir People's National Party in Leeds, in which renowned human rights activists, thinkers, lawyers, journalists, authors, political leaders with forward-looking approach assembled in Leeds, England, to discuss the situation of peace and human rights in forcibly divided state of Jammu and Kashmir and formulate appropriate strategies to counter threats to peace and human rights. The August gathering unanimously declared that we pronounce that the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir is one political entity and its unification, stability, prosperity, and autonomy is our ultimate goal. Number two, emphasize that a right to assemble and a right to protest is a fundamental human right, and people of Jammu and Kashmir living under the Pakistani occupation are also entitled to exercise these rights. Declared that forces of occupation and their collaborators in Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir have no justification to harass and intimidate these people who were holding peaceful demonstrations against injustice, sky-high prices, lack of electricity, heavy taxes, etc., and use tear gas and guns to silence their legitimate voices. Number 4, denounce all the actions taken by the forces of occupation and unarmed and peaceful citizens, as they are illegal, unjust, and are against the United Nations Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir, and against the UN Charter, and even against rights enshrined in the Constitution of Pakistan. Number 5, declared that people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir have been victims of aggression, extremism, and violence since 1947. They are forcibly divided and continue to suffer on both sides of the line of control. This forced division and suffering must come to an end, as people deserve to enjoy their fundamental human rights. Number 6, condemn extremism, violence, and terrorism in all their forms and shapes, and vow to continue our struggle to oppose who promote, condone, or justify these evils. Number 7, proclaimed that the Jammu and Kashmir dispute was created because of Pakistan's unprovoked and imperial attack on Jammu and Kashmir, which not only resulted in kidnapping and raping of women and slaughtering of innocent citizens, but it also resulted in forced division of our motherland. Number 8, affirm that people of Jammu and Kashmir and all oppressed nations in Pakistan should unite and work together to promote peace and tolerance and help to establish a conducive environment where people can feel safe. Number 9, announce that there is no military solution to the Jammu and Kashmir dispute and dialogue is the only way forward. In order to support the dialogue and peace process among all three parties to the dispute, politics of gun, fear, and intimidation must end. Number 10, acknowledge that India and Pakistan have interests in Jammu and Kashmir, but we do not concur with them, as our interests must be paramount as we are the principal party to Jammu and Kashmir dispute. Number 11, reiterate that the Jammu and Kashmir dispute is not a territorial dispute between India and Pakistan. Therefore, it could not be resolved bilaterally. As the principal party to the dispute, the people of Jammu and Kashmir must be part of the peace process. Number 12, express their strong resolve that human rights must not be selective. Equality, human rights, and justice must be for all the citizens. Number 13, strongly condemn growing land grabbing in Pakistani occupied Azad Kashmir and in Gilgit-Baltistan, where militancy, non-state actors, and other influential people illegally and forcefully seizing private and public property, hilltops, and tourist resorts like Pir Chanasi Hilltop in district Muzaffarabad. These holiday resorts belong to the people of this region, where people freely went with their families. After seizing these holiday resorts, military and non-state actors restricted access to this entire area by erecting barbed wire, and no one is allowed to enter. If someone ignores their instructions, orders are to shoot them on sight. Number 14, criticized Pakistani policy of systematically plundering our natural resources and constructing mega dams, diverting natural flow of rivers in this disputed territory. This illegal construction and diverting of rivers result in serious environmental problems for the local people, including access to clean drinking water. Number 15, caution government of Pakistan that continued oppression and injustice may compel people to rise against Pakistan. Therefore, it is prudent to stop exploiting our natural resources and give us the ownership of the dams already built within the territory of Jammu and Kashmir state. 16, strongly condemn brutality of the Pakistani troops perpetrated on unarmed civilians who were peacefully protesting against high prices, lack of electricity, lack of clean drinking water, and systematic exploitation. Number 17, extremely concerned about Pakistani policy of using religion as a weapon and terrorism as a foreign policy tool, and our region, POJK, Pakistani Occupied Jammu Kashmir, as a launching pad for terrorism and training camps to suppress the secular, democratic, and progressive voices of the entire region. Number 18, recommend the government of Pakistan to take effective measures to control activities of those who promote extremism, violence, and intolerance in various parts of POJK and in Gilgit-Baltistan. Also, they must ensure that religious and ethnic minorities in Pakistan must not become victims of intolerance and hate. Number 19, restate that China is not a party to the Jammu Kashmir dispute. However, China is in occupation of Jammu and Kashmir territory. Pakistan illegally ceded territory of Shaksang Valley from Gilgit to China in 1963. In addition to that, China occupied Aksai Chin in 1962, and China must evacuate all the territory of Jammu and Kashmir under their occupation. Number 20, urge the government of Pakistan and India to respect the state subject notification of 1927, as that ordinance grants a special status to people of Jammu and Kashmir. In this context, demand Pakistan to stop violating this law and stop settling Pakistanis and Chinese in Gilgit and Baltistan to change the demography of the area. This is the end of the resolutions. Ladies and gentlemen who are listening, ये रेजोल्यूशन जो है ना मैंने खाकसार ने नाचीज़ ने लिखे थे, यानी ये मैंने लिखे थे और थैंक्स टू द ऑडियंस उन्होंने इसको पास किया, and I'm grateful to all those who supported me in this, and I leave it at that. This was something to me very important, और मैं चाह रहा था कि ये आपके साथ इसको शेयर किया जाए. And if you have any comments on this, please do make your comments, and if you have any questions arising from these resolutions, please do ask. And I leave it at that. And मेरी तरफ से खुदा हाफिज़, and look after yourself, and I will try to keep, at least produce one vlog a day. Okay, खुदा हाफिज़, bye.